Have you ever wondered if the world you see, hear, and touch is actually real? What if I told you that everything you perceive, every color, every sound, every texture, is not a window into objective reality, but a carefully constructed user interface designed for one purpose and one purpose only, to keep you alive? It's a wild thought, but it's a powerful idea backed by some incredible science. Today, we're going to dive deep into how our senses evolved, not to show us the truth, but to help us survive. Think about your computer desktop. You see neat little icons for your files and folders. Let's say you have a blue rectangular icon for an important document. Does that mean the file itself, deep inside your computer circuitry, is actually blue and rectangular? Of course not. The icon is just a convenient symbolic representation. It hides the complex reality of transistors and electrical signals, allowing you to interact with the information effortlessly. If you had to deal with the raw data, you wouldn't get anything done. The icon is useful, not because it's true, but because it's simple. Cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman calls this the interface theory of perception. He argues that our senses work in the exact same way. The reality we experience is our species-specific user interface. It's not the world as it truly is. It's the world as we need to see it to survive and reproduce. Let's take vision, for example. We see a beautiful rainbow of colors, from deep reds to vibrant violets. But what are colors, really? They are our brain's interpretation of different wavelengths of electromagnetic radiation. The electromagnetic spectrum is vast, stretching from radio waves to gamma rays, but we can only see a tiny, tiny sliver of it, the part we call visible light. Why just that part? Because for our ancestors, it was the most useful. It helped them find ripe fruit, spot predators hiding in the grass, and distinguish between healthy and sick members of their tribe. We don't see in ultraviolet like bees do, because we don't need to find nectar patterns on flowers. We don't see in infrared like snakes do, because we don't need to hunt warm-blooded prey in the dark. Our visual system is tuned for our survival needs, not for showing us the full picture of electromagnetic reality. The colors you see are not inherent properties of objects. They are a code, a shortcut that your brain uses to make quick life or death decisions. This idea extends to all our other senses too. Take sound. What we perceive as sound are just vibrations in the air, pressure waves that our ears pick up and our brain translates into. Everything from a beautiful piece of music to the alarming sound of a fire alarm. We can only hear a certain range of frequencies. We can't hear the ultrasonic calls of a bat or the low-frequency rumbles of an elephant. Again, our hearing is optimized. It is sensitive to the frequencies of human speech and the sounds of potential dangers in our environment. The world is filled with a symphony of vibrations we are completely deaf to, because hearing them wouldn't have offered a survival advantage. Even our sense of taste and smell are survival hacks. The reason we find sugar-sweet and rotten food disgusting is a direct result of evolution. For our ancestors, sweet things, like ripe fruit, were a fantastic source of energy. Things that smelled or tasted bad were often spoiled, poisonous, or contaminated with dangerous bacteria. So, our brains evolved to create these very strong sensations of pleasure and disgust to guide our food choices. It's a brilliant system. The food isn't inherently delicious or disgusting. Those are labels our interface creates to push us towards good choices and away from bad ones. Now, this can be a bit of a mind-bending concept. If what we perceive isn't reality, then what is? Scientists in fields like quantum physics are grappling with this very question. At the most fundamental level, the universe seems to be a bizarre world of probabilities, wave functions, and particles that don't even have definite properties until they're observed. It's a reality so strange and counterintuitive that our brains, shaped by the needs of surviving on the African savanna, simply aren't equipped to comprehend it directly. So evolution gave us a shortcut. It gave us an interface. It gave us a world of solid objects, distinct colors, and clear sounds. Because that's the level of reality we need to navigate to find food, avoid becoming food, and find a mate. Evolution is a ruthless pragmatist. It doesn't care about truth. It cares about what works. An organism that saw the complete baffling truth of quantum reality would probably just sit there paralyzed by the complexity of it all, and would quickly be eaten by an organism that saw a simplified, user-friendly tiger icon and knew to run. Think of a video game. A player navigating a racing game sees a track, other cars, and a finish line. They do and see the millions of lines of code and the flow of electricity that actually make the game run. The graphical interface allows them to play and win. In the game of life, we are the players, and our senses provide the graphics. The goal isn't to understand the code. It's to win the game, which, in evolutionary terms, means surviving and passing on your genes. This doesn't mean that the world isn't real, or that nothing matters. The things you perceive have real consequences. If you see the car icon speeding towards you, you'd better jump out of the way. Your perception might be a simplified icon, but it's linked to a real danger that can have a very real impact on you. Our interface might not be true, but it is reliable. It consistently maps onto the parts of reality that are important for our survival. So what's the takeaway from all this? First, it is a humbling reminder that our human experience is just one of countless ways to perceive the universe. A bat, a bee, or even an octopus experiences a completely different reality, each tailored to its own survival needs. There is no single, correct perception. Second, it gives us a new appreciation for the power of science. Science, mathematics, and our technological tools are like portals that allow us to peek behind our user interface. A microscope lets us see the bacteria our eyes can't. A telescope lets us see the galaxies our visible light spectrum hides. Through science, we can start to model and understand the deeper, hidden reality that our senses were never designed to show us. Our perception is a beautiful, intricate illusion. It's a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering that has allowed us to thrive. But it's not the whole story. The world is so much stranger, so much more complex, and so much more mysterious than our senses let on. Recognizing that our reality is a construction is not a reason for despair. It's an invitation to be curious, to ask deeper questions, and to marvel at the incredible fact that we have the ability to even contemplate the nature of reality itself. Thanks so much for exploring this mind-bending topic with me today. If this changed the way you think about the world, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into science and philosophy. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is reality just an interface? See you in the next video.